Hello grade 2 students and welcome back. I hope you're enjoying my videos. Today we're gonna continue with Unit 4, Earth's Surface, Lesson 1, Where is Water Found on Earth, Part 5. Today we're gonna cover the following points. Take It Further section, page 197-198. We open our books to page 197 and we follow carefully. Remember guys, in the Take It Further section, it is general knowledge to know more about it, okay? You don't need to memorize it and you don't need to study it by heart, okay? All what you have to do is read it and get more knowledge so you get to know more and more about the things around you, okay? Take it further. People in Science and Engineering, John G. Ferris. John G. Ferris was a scientist who worked hard to take care of groundwater. Groundwater is water under Earth's surface, between pieces of soil and rock. Groundwater is important. People drink it. People also use it to water crops. Ferris studied problems with groundwater, such as how to store it and how to keep it clean. He taught people how to care for groundwater. So then again, on page 197, I'm gonna read it one more time and then I'm gonna explain. John G. Ferris was a scientist. He worked hard to take care of groundwater. Groundwater is water under Earth's surface between pieces of soil and rock. Groundwater is important. People drink it. People also use it to water crops. Ferris studied problems with groundwater, such as how to store it and how to keep it clean. He taught people how to care for groundwater. So, John G. Ferris was a scientist and he worked really hard to take care of groundwater. Groundwater is the water under Earth's surface found between pieces of soil and rock, okay? So the groundwater is important. Why is it important? Because, and we listen up carefully, the people can drink from it and people can also use it to water crops. When we say water crops, it means to water the plants. Okay? To water the plants. Ferris studied problems with groundwater, such as how to store it and how to keep it clean. In order to help the people, why? To take care of the groundwater. So he studied how to store it and how to keep it clean. And then he taught the people how to take care of groundwater because it provides them with water that they can drink and of water that they can use to water their plants. Okay? I'm gonna read it one more time before I continue. John G. Ferris was a scientist who worked hard to take care of groundwater. Groundwater is water under Earth's surface between pieces of soil and rock. Groundwater is important. People drink it. People also use it to water crops. Ferris studied problems with groundwater, such as how to store it and how to keep it clean. He taught people how to take care or how to care for groundwater. Okay? Why? Because it is really important that people can use it to drink and they can use it as well to water their plants, also known as crops. Okay? Plants are crops, crops are plants. Now let's check out from where does the groundwater come? We open to page 198. Exploring groundwater. Okay? So exploring groundwater. Water on Earth moves from Earth into the air and back again. This movement is called the water cycle. This cycle includes groundwater. So water on Earth moves from Earth into the air and back again. This movement is called the water cycle. This cycle includes groundwater. So I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna explain. They're telling us that the water on Earth moves from Earth into the air and back again in a cycle over and over again. And they told us that this cycle is called water cycle. And in this cycle, we get the groundwater. Let's discover how does this cycle go on and how do we get the groundwater? Okay? The sun heats the water and turns it to a vapor. Vapor is the gas state of water. Okay? It's a gas. You cannot see it. the water vapor rises into the sky and becomes water droplets. The water droplets form clouds. When the droplets become too heavy, it rains. Rain falls from clouds onto Earth's surface. Much of the rainwater seeps into the soil and becomes groundwater. The water flows into bodies of water and becomes surface water. The water cycle starts again. I'm gonna reread it one more time, then I'm gonna explain. The sun heats the water and turns it to a vapor. Water vapor rises into the sky and becomes water droplets. The water droplets form clouds. When the droplets become too heavy, it rains. Rain falls from clouds onto Earth's surface. Much of the rainwater seeps into the soil and becomes groundwater. The water flows into bodies of water and becomes surface water. The water cycle starts again. So they're telling us each time, every time, each time, every time, each time, every time, okay? This happens whenever we say we have a water cycle. What happens? The sun heats the water and turns it into a vapor, which is the gas state of water, okay? The water vapor rises to the sky and becomes water droplets. The water droplets come next to each other and form a cloud. When the droplets become too heavy and the cloud becomes too heavy, it starts to rain. When it rains, the rain falls from the cloud onto Earth's surface. When the rain reaches the Earth's surface, what happens to the rainwater? It seeps. It means it goes into the soil and becomes groundwater. Okay? Now the groundwater flows into the bodies of water such as the rivers, oceans, lakes, and so on, and becomes surface water. And the water cycle starts again. Okay? What do we mean? The sun heats the water and turns it into vapor. The water vapor rises into the sky and becomes water droplets. The water droplets come next to each other and form a cloud. When the cloud becomes too heavy, it starts to rain. The rain falls from the clouds onto Earth's surface, and what happens? The water seeps into the soil. It goes into the soil and becomes groundwater. Then the groundwater flows into bodies of water and becomes surface water, such as the rivers and the lakes and the ponds. And the water cycle starts all over again. Clear? So this is a pattern. Each time, every time, the sun heats the water, turns it into water vapor. The water vapor rises into the sky and becomes water droplets. The water droplets come next to each other and form a cloud. Then, when the cloud or when the droplets are too heavy, the cloud starts what? Excellent. The cloud starts to rain. Okay. So when the cloud is too heavy, it starts to rain. The raindrops fall onto the Earth's surface from the cloud, and it goes into the soil and becomes groundwater. Then the groundwater flows into the bodies of water, such as the rivers, ponds, and lakes, and it changes into surface water, so the sun could heat it up again, and the water cycle starts all over again. Clear? Don't worry, I'm gonna provide you with a link to watch the video about it in the instruction sheet. Okay? Now read, write, and share. How has Dr. Ferris's work with groundwater helped make our lives better? How did his work help our lives get better? Think, think, think. Correct! He taught people why groundwater is important, because people drink it and use it to water crops which are plants. Okay? So far so good? So you stop the video and you copy neatly and properly on the lines on page 198. He taught people why groundwater is important, people drink it, and use it to water crops. Now if you're unable to watch the video, no problem, I'm going to provide you with an answer key. Clear? So why is it important? Because people can drink it and can use it to what? To what? Excellent. To water the plants, the crops. From where do we get the groundwater? From the rain. Okay, good. Clear so far? So far so good? Great. That's all. I hope you enjoyed. Let's check again and again. The water cycle goes very quickly. The sun heats the water evaporates, water vapor rises up to the sky, okay, and changes into water droplets. The water droplets come next to each other and form a cloud in a process called condensation. When the cloud becomes too heavy, it starts to rain. The water droplets start falling back on the Earth's surface. This is called precipitation. The rainfall, or the water droplets from the rain, okay, the rainfall, let's say the rainfall, okay, it seeps into the soil and changes into groundwater, and then the groundwater moves into the surface water in the form of rivers, oceans, and lakes, and rivers, ponds, and lakes, and then the sun will heat it up again, and the process will happen over and over again. That's all. Thank you.